Hey, I was just thinking about this stuff with blocking, people who block people like pretty easily. Um, yeah, I've been blocked before, several times. I didn't really understand why, and this is something that needs to be addressed, I feel, and yeah, I mean, many people get. Let's face it. In every stream, there is a number of people that are blocked on the block list. Simply in every streamer's or almost every streamer's list, and sometimes or very often it is because simply people are not behaving well. That's why they get blocked. Trolling, whatever, hating. But also, it happens also more frequently than you think, probably, that people get blocked simply because they have kind of ruffled someone's feathers, the streamer's feathers. They have wounded his ego in a way, I guess, or hers. And yeah, I think that happens more than you think. Like, if you are a guy who likes to ask questions and they are not always comfortable, maybe for the streamers to answer. The thing is, too many of them, it's just easier for them to block you rather than just say, "Sorry, I don't feel comfortable answering that question," or something like that, because they don't want to admit it. I guess also very often it's about that. They don't want to admit it, you know, and instead they just block you. That's much easier. Out of sight, out of mind. Gone is that guy who asks me these difficult questions that I don't like answering. It's not like they sometimes also, maybe those people who would do that want to kind of be a little provoking, but not always. Definitely not always. But anyway, I think the worst thing is when this is what happened to me several times also recently, that you joke and the person takes your joke completely wrong and doesn't think you are joking. This is what happens also to me anyway. And sometimes these streamers, can be very pompous and want to have a serious talk, a serious chat that they don't like if you joke, and yeah, that also happens. I think that's just a sign that of insecurity. I think it can be also it can be a sign that you are just a pompous ass, an elitist who doesn't really accept people who don't just talk about the topics that you want them to talk. Somebody who also likes to have some fun. Some friendly banter and all that. That is good for the chat, but these people don't get it. They rather have a stiff and serious and boring chat instead. All right, it's your choice, but that sucks, But it's your choice anyway. So yeah, I mean, and the thing is, once you've been blocked, if that person should have blocked you for whatever reason, the problem is that person will act for the rest of the time. If you come back anyway, it will act as if it has made you this huge favor, and that you should be grateful, for the rest of your life to them, or for the rest of your time in his chats or hers, whatever. Well, I go mostly to streams where guys are hosts, so I'll be saying his, to make it easier. Sorry to women. Yeah, yeah. As I say, I've been blocked and unblocked, and I came back, and I was blocked again. That happened at least once, and also sometimes it is that certain people also don't want you there, like people who are mods maybe, or yeah, people who have been there for a while. They don't feel like you belong there, and then they talk to the host, and yeah, I don't really think he should be here, or he's not serious enough or whatever, and then you get blocked too. So yeah, once again, what's it about? It is about the ego. These people are really having a big ego. Most of them have a big ego. First of all, the second is that yeah. The second thing. What is the second thing? You tell me. They have something here. They have a problem. This is the biggest problem here, alright? Is that they have a problem. They won't admit it, so they take it out on others instead. So instead of paying for therapy, psychotherapy, they use this as therapy also. Yeah, there we have it. That's a good one. I know several people who use streaming as therapy, or appearing on streams, and that's not good. I mean, it's good if your problem isn't that big. If your problem is mostly boredom, stuff like that. Maybe you get a little sad, depressed sometimes. In that case, yeah, I've also experienced being on a stream or having a stream helps, definitely. But yeah, I think many of these people have problems, either whatever, and then they don't react well to when something like this occurs, like maybe a conflict or something, or you made a joke that was really misinterpreted and misunderstood, and instead of them, like asking you what you meant, was it a joke, whatever, was it not, they kind of just go ballistic and go, yeah, you cannot say that, you shouldn't say that, and yeah, don't do that, I will block you, and it just creates such ill will. And once that's the third thing, the goodwill is really sorely missing from these streams and all that. The goodwill. I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody has goodwill, but I know people who do, who will not just judge you or block you or time you out for nothing. But people don't have goodwill. I mean, in general, they don't have enough goodwill. They don't wanna. I get it. You don't want to get inside everybody's mindset or mind. I mean, but at least try and not just block them at once if you don't like something they have written. It's so easy, to block. I think so. Yeah, man. This is a problem, and that way you also are losing people who might potentially become good, like assets in your chat. I know also of several good, fun people who have been blocked. They never, of course, that was the end of it, but before they got blocked, they were nice, I mean, mostly, and fun to talk to and ask good questions. But let me explain you something. If you see that the host isn't maybe reading your comments or not reading many of them, if you see that he let's say isn't responding kindly to some of your comments, how does it make you feel, really? I mean, I know some people don't care that much, but let's be honest, I think some of them are lying when they say they don't care much. It upsets you, right? Every normal man is going to be at least a little hurt or upset or angry, right? So everybody who has emotional or psychological problems, especially, will get very angry and hurt. So these hosts should think about it because it's irresponsible. I mean, when you have a big channel, let's say you have big streams that have many people there watching, many in the chat, you kind of do have a responsibility, but many don't want to take that responsibility. You do kind of have a responsibility to treat people nice, to treat them well, to treat them fair. But some assholes don't do that at all. They just do it to people. They're nice to people that are always nice to them. I mean, always stroking their ego and asking the right questions or writing the right comments that they perceive are right. So, I mean, I know, like, just to make an example, right? I'm not really trying to really bash someone, but like my friend AM, he had a stream recently and he told us that he got blocked by TLTG because he wrote a message that he finally likes his fragrance. I don't know which one it was, but probably Evening Mystique, doesn't matter. And and TLTG just blocked him because he thought he was messing with him, and or maybe he didn't take kindly to someone initially disliking his fragrance. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but that's a perfect example of a very uncalled for and unjust blocking. And the man actually was trying to say that he had kind of started to like his fragrance, but didn't initially like it. And I'm like, I mean, but shouldn't he have been happy about it? Like, you didn't like it at first, but now you do. So it is a good thing, right? But he didn't look at it that way for whatever reason. It's the ego, once again, coming back to everything. The main problem, the ego. Now you are a big time influencer, whatever, YouTuber, reviewer. You think you are kind of entitled to just brushing these people aside. I don't have time for them. I don't have time for this. And before you know it, you are considered an asshole. You are considered a douchebag by many people. And don't think like, listen, let me tell you something, you guys. Don't think because 99% maybe people in the chat are talking nice to you. Don't think they all really feel or think that in reality. Like at least a part of them, at least a quarter of them, right, will go later on and talk to someone in private and say, this guy, you can't believe what he said. What an asshole, what an idiot, what a douchebag. So, because that's how people are, that's how humans are. But instead, maybe the guy that you blocked didn't really think that about you, but now he is thinking that about you, right? You just think about it, right? Because those people who you think are your friends might not be really thinking as highly of you as the person that you blocked did before. But that's why that person wanted you to be better. And that's why it kind of challenged you maybe with a question or something, a comment, and you couldn't handle it because it's much easier to just, ego trip instead, right? Oh, I'm so great. He's not right, I'm right. Screw him. And instead, what have you got now? A bunch of lick spittles and flatterers who probably, like, at least a third of them or something don't even like you for real, you know. But you will never block them unless they start to really say what they feel about you, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Blocking is pretty sad business, you know. Sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes it's not. Alright. Peace.